Good morning. We're going to be looking at the active and the passive voice, which children and adults alike can often find confusing. So what we're hoping to be able to do by the end of today's slideshow is to be able to recognise and use the active and passive voice. So the active voice is what most things are written in. Writing in the active voice simply means that the subject of the sentence is doing something, and the object of the sentence is what the subject is acting upon. In the following sentences, ask yourself who or what is the subject acting upon. Okay, so we ate some cakes. So we is the subject and cakes is the object, and the verb is ate. So we are eating the cake. So if you think about who or what is the subject acting upon, the subject is eating the cakes, which is the action. And in the second sentence, Harry saw his friend. Harry is the subject of the sentence, and the action is that he is seeing his friend. So his friend is being seen by Harry. Okay, if we have a look now at the passive voice, where the subject is unknown or we want to put the attention on the person or thing affected by the action, we use the passive voice. We can change an active voice sentence to the passive voice by making the object the subject. So let's have a look here. We've got an active voice sentence. The dog chased the cat. So we can see that the dog, which is the subject, is the one doing the action of chasing the cat. Now, if we're to turn it around and make the object, the cat, into the subject, the cat was chased by the dog. You can see that the object is now the subject and the verb has been put into the passive form by using the verb to be and the past form of the verb, was chased. Right, now let's have a little practice to see if we've understood what we've learnt so far. So see if you can work out what voice the following sentences are written in. It might be a good time to press pause while you work this out, and you can use some paper to write down the sentences if that helps. So the first sentence is, a bee stung Shay on the arm. Number 2, the criminal was pursued by the police. And number 3, Lewis baked a chocolate cake. Okay, we'll just give you a little bit of time to have a go at those, and then we will have a look at the answers. How did you do? So the first sentence we had, a bee stung Shay on the arm, is written in the active voice. Shay is having the action done to him, and the subject is the bee, which is doing the stinging. The second sentence, the criminal was pursued by the police, is written in the passive voice. And well done to those of you who recognise that you could see the verb to be and the past form of the verb is pursued. So the criminal was pursued by the police. He's having the action done to him by the police. It could even say the criminal was pursued. It doesn't need to say who is pursuing him. The action is still being done to him. He's being chased by the police. And number 3, Lewis baked a chocolate cake. And that is in the active voice. Lewis is doing the action of making a delicious chocolate cake. Okay, let's now see if we can change the first sentence from the active voice to the passive voice. So instead of a bee stung Shay on the arm, we now make Shay the subject. Shay was stung on the arm by a bee. So again, we have the verb to be and the past form of sting. Stung, was stung on the arm by a bee. The action is being done to him. Okay, let's have a go at changing sentence 2 into the active voice and sentence 3 into the passive voice. Maybe a good time to press pause now to give yourselves a chance to do that. Okay, so let's see how we did. Okay, so the criminal was pursued by the police in the passive voice. So let's see how we change that into the active voice. Well done to those of you who made the police the subject and put that at the start of your sentence. The police pursued the criminal. Okay, to change sentence 2 from the passive voice into the active voice, we need to make the police the subject and put the verb in the active form, which we have done there. Right, for sentence 3, to change sentence 3 from the active voice into the passive voice, we need to make the cake the subject and put the verb in the passive form. The cake was baked by Lewis. Okay, so you can see the verb to be and the past form of the verb baked was baked by Lewis. Okay, so it's now a passive sentence. Okay, just to have a quick recap. So the active voice is when the subject of the sentence is doing or being, and the object is having it done to them or it. The passive voice is when the subject isn't carrying out the action, but is being acted upon by someone or something. Why not have a go at writing some sentences of your own, and you could test people in your family to see if they can recognise the active and the passive voice. Have a good day. Bye.